Okay, so here I am recording. This is my Kaylee 7. How you doing? As you can see, I'm wearing a full-face helmet. That's right. By Shoei. See? I'm showing you. It's the R something 1200 awesomeness with the pin lock thing that keeps you from getting foggy. It's got an event in the back. I also have here the Sena 10C, I think it's called. So yeah. So why? With the times, whatever. So it's easier to get this than it is to get a GoPro and then a backpack and then mount it on a thing. Anyway, so yeah, so I got this lovely helmet, highly rated by the way, at revzilla.com, which is a good thing. And what else? Can I think of anything else? Oh, I can listen to my music from my phone. So I got my phone, and the phone plays to the music, which is in the ear thingies that I installed in there. So yeah, so looking pretty good. Only thing I didn't like was when I made a video earlier. So yeah. I already recorded the ride portion of this, so I'll just cut to that now. I was riding with a full-faced helmet. And then of course I thought, well geez, I gotta do my motovlogging still, I just heard the bell go. Thank you, Pat. Every time I take a right turn, that bell goes scraping on the ground. I gotta put it in a new place. Anyway, so yeah, I got a motovlog, and I'm not gonna be able to motovlog with the old camera. Well, I mean, I guess I could put a new mount, but I gotta move it every time. If I'm gonna do half helmet, I got one system, and then full face another, and moving back and forth. I just thought, you know what, fuck it. Let me just get a whole new camera, which is what I did. The 10C. It's an integrated thing, so it's got the camera and you can hear me, and I can listen to my music on my phone and make phone calls and stuff. Easier than buying a GoPro and then a Bluetooth backpack and all that stuff again. Who knows though? Maybe the video will turn out really crappy, and I'll think, oh no, this sucks. Well, we'll see. Alright, so there's that, my new stuff. Yay. In other news, I went to a professional development session I thought I'd share with you guys. Usually professional development sessions, otherwise known as PDs, suck. But wow, look at the size of that house. Woo! This PD session was very interesting. It was on income inequality. And I wasn't going to go because I thought this is going to be one of these liberal screeds. I just heard a beep. I don't know what that means. I thought it was going to be a liberal screed about how evil capitalism is killing poor people and blah blah. So I wasn't going to go. But then somebody, come on, Mike, you need the hours, go. So I went. And it was the opposite of what I thought it would be. Instead of it being an anti-capitalism screed, it was basically saying, look, that old notion of the poor get poorer and the rich get richer is not true at all. And then he went on, this economist guy, to show through statistics over the years how actually the poor don't get poorer, the poor get richer. And he went on to prove it with a number of things. And then he also talked about how the middle class, people say the middle class is shrinking. He says, yes, that's true. But where are they going? Are they adding to the poor? No. The middle class is actually moving up to the higher levels, upper middle class. Isn't that cool? So he says, take a look at it this way. Back in 1963, if you wanted to buy a home entertainment system, a stereo basically, and he had the catalog from Sears back then, it would take you 130 hours of labor to afford that home entertainment system. So then he says, how much, what could you get today with 130 hours of labor? And then he listed all the stuff that you could get. You could get the flat screen TV, the stereo system, a GoPro camera, a Blu-ray player, all this stuff. So your money goes a lot farther now, further than it used to go back in those days. Even poor people today have cable TV, satellite TV, smartphones, cars, air conditioning, microwave oven. Even poor people in this country have this stuff. So are the poor getting poorer? They're doing better now than they were back in the 60s or the 70s. So that was his point. And I found it very, very interesting. Oh, I went a little bit too aggressively into that corner. I wasn't really preparing for it well. Sorry. Stupid Harley-Davidson can't corner at all. Anyway, I found that fascinating, and he relayed a story. He said back in the 40s, I think it was the 40s, when that movie The Grapes of Wrath came out, which is an anti-capitalism movie, Stalin went and showed it to his people, the people of Russia, as a anti-America thing. Like, see, even in America they hate capitalism. And so when he showed this movie, he only showed it a few times and he had to stop because he screwed up. The people watched the movie and instead of going, yeah, capitalism sucks, they went, wait a minute, poor people in America have cars? So then he said, it's not just America that's doing better this way, it's actually the whole world. And then he showed a picture of these African people, the poorest of the poor in Africa with cell phones. And then he said the number of people who live on less than $2 a day has drastically plummeted in the last 20 years. So even around the world, things are getting better for poor people. And then he said, people said, well, the rich can buy all the good stuff first. That's not fair. He said, well, think about that. When the rich people buy the good stuff first, they're paying the high prices for it because they can afford it, and then all that money coming in is money that's then used to build the next generations of these things that are cheaper. Like when plasma TVs first came out, they were super expensive, or the first smartphones, computers, and all kinds of stuff. So things are getting better for everybody. It's like that old thing about the rising tide lifts all boats. So at the end of this thing, he's basically saying, it's not as bad as people think. Lighten up. I thought, that's really cool. So I thought I'd share it with you. If I can get that guy's name again, I'll put a link to it, and you can see the statistics that he was pulling from, like Bureau of Labor Statistics and all this. He's an economist, a nationally recognized economist. That was fascinating. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. All right. I'm glad he didn't kill me. So yeah, awesomeness. Things are going well here for me. I hope they're going well for you. As I wend my way back home, I will bid you a fond farewell. Hopefully this video will come out great, and I'll be all happy. This is my KW7. I hope you guys are doing alright. We'll talk to you later.